When people are looking for a Pokemon ROM hack to have an entirely new Pokemon experience, they tend to look for a ROM hack with a new region, a nice difficulty, a lot of content, and hopefully some really cool extra features. Pokemon Unbound has this all. Pokemon Unbound is a very recent ROM hack that is based on the 3rd gen mechanics of Fire Red and Leaf Green, which came out in December of 2020. The game has a completely original new story implemented with cutscenes, side missions, a deep plot, and a lot of content. It has an entirely original new region deemed the Boreas region. Holy mother of God. Pokemon up to Generation 7, and a feature which the normal Pokemon games could only dream of having: an interchangeable difficulty. In this review I will be going over all of the above and more, and I will try and cover the question, should you go and play Pokemon Unbound and why? Pokemon Unbound immediately starts off very nicely with a beautiful cutscene to the deep plot of this game, which already speaks volumes about the quality of this game. The complexity of this game comes to you immediately in the first 5 minutes of playing this game. You're able to fully customize your character, which is a neat feature, and then you're actually able to choose between a dark story mode and a normal story mode. Then you also have the thing I love so much about this game: you are able to choose between 4 different difficulties. Pokemon Unbound is not afraid to be different. Your starters are the pseudo-legendary base evolutions of Gible, Larvitar, and Beldum, and the first environment for you to explore is in the snow of all places. This game is filled to the brim with originality from the very start. The difficulty feature is so nice because the difficulty of a Pokemon game is crucial to most people for the playability of a Pokemon game, and having options all the way from casual to extreme are just super nice to have because it makes the game playable for all skill levels. Furthermore, this game just screams quality to you. For example, every time you pick up an item, you get a little text box saying what the item is useful for. Or when you're in the TM menu, it shows you graphically what Pokemon can learn what TMs. Oh my god. Look at how they do this. They show you the... That is mind-blowing to me. Holy sh**. That is so dope. These things are not game making or game breaking, but it's the small things that transform a good game into a great game, and Pokemon Unbound simply has you covered on the details. I said in the intro that this game has 4 difficulty modes you can choose from, and I consider that one of the best features of this game. Let's look into that a bit more. So personally, I played this game on the easiest setting, casual. Don't judge me. Having played Pokemon for a decently long time, I found this setting to be pretty easy, as it is supposed to emulate the difficulty of the normal Pokemon games. The other difficulties you have are Difficult, Expert, and Extreme. Difficult is meant to represent a pretty challenging game, making you think a little bit harder about the battles, having more Pokemon hold an item, and the levels being slightly increased. I would consider this the norm if you are wanting to have a nice challenging Pokemon experience. Expert is, well, for experts. You can really expect to have a hard time playing on this mode, and you might die a couple of times as well. The levels are quite high, and the battles can really bring a strenuous challenge, as the gym leaders have things like Mega Evolution available to them rather quickly. Then you have the Insane setting. You're gonna die a lot on this setting. Every battle is a chore. Gym leaders have Mega Evolution available to them starting at the 2nd gym. Only choose this option if you're willing to have an absolute grind playing Pokemon Unbound. Even though the difficulty of this game is nicely balanced out for the most part, I did notice that there were some difficulty spikes later on in the game, which slightly annoyed me considering I was playing this game in a Nuzlocke fashion. Those spikes were basically instant blackouts for me, and it was very surprising to me considering the game had been so smooth in difficulty up until that point. But that is pretty much the only thing I have against the difficulty of this game. Probably the most exciting part of this game is how many features the designers have added to this game. Pokemon Unbound has a lot of really cool and modern features integrated into it, and it really makes for a very modern feel of the game. The first thing that people probably notice about this game is the missions it has. Pokemon Unbound has 75 original unique missions, and most of them are absolutely great. You got a couple of big missions that just carry through the entire game, like the one wanting you to read all these signs, the one that wants you to take 150,000 steps, and just simply the one that wants you to beat the champion. There are plenty of fun small missions as well, like the ones where you have to find something or someone and bring them back to their original place, the ones where you have to battle all the trainers on a route, or just those little small things that keep you engaged with the missions. Even though I love the missions, not all of them were winners to me. Some of the missions just want you to catch a certain Pokemon or do another tiny little irrelevant thing, and even though they could be considered fun to some people, I kind of disregarded them as boring stuff. Other features I consider very nice are the ones that just make your life a whole lot easier, like the ones where you don't have to teach your Pokemon HM moves to use them in the overworld, having a very nice and easy to use dowsing machine, and convenient things like Chanseys spread across the overworld for healing purposes. Talking about the overworld Pokemon, Pokemon Unbound makes great use of them. As I said just now, you have Chanseys spread across the world which can heal you, but you also have things like Porygons that act as PCs or Laprases that can take you across water while you do not have surf. Furthermore, as said before, there are a good amount of customizable things to this game as well, like the difficulty or the way you want to play the story, which gives this game a lot of replayability value as well. Even though the gyms are very original, they are in my opinion a bit over the top. Every gym tries to put a certain gimmick on you, and some of them try to be so original that they don't even feel like you're playing normal Pokemon anymore. For example, the very first gym is a gym where everything is covered in fog. They want you to use a strategy like using Sandstorm or Defog to battle normally. While I guess this is a way to teach players how to deal with fog, at the same time I don't really like how in the very first gym you immediately have a permanent annoying mechanic. Especially if you are doing something like a Nuzlocke challenge where you do not even have access to those moves at that point. This continues on with a lot of the other gyms as well. Some of them are harmless and funny, but sometimes you cannot even rely on your own Pokemon skills anymore, and those just feel a bit strange and annoying to me. Nevertheless though, I love most of the features added to this game. Some features go a bit over the top, making them feel a bit tiring, but at the same time those could be considered good things as well if you want to have more of a legitimate challenge to your thinking skills in Pokemon. One of the best parts of this game. Man, is this game's story good. The game is centered around Hoopa and a bunch of other legendaries as well, and the game has got a really cool evil team. The game's intro immediately drags you into the story and gives you some expectations and things you can question. And it also immediately gives you a sense of all the effort they put into the cutscenes of this game. Yes, you heard me right, this game has a load of custom cutscenes made to explain the story and give some really cool elements to this game. As said before, this game has a dark story mode and a normal story mode. The dark story mode basically makes it so it's a bit more dark, as the name implies. Some people die, but it's nothing really serious. I wouldn't have been against seeing this be a bit more dark than it actually ended up being. Pokemon Unbound has a lot of backstory to it as well, which is discoverable by talking to a bunch of NPCs, doing some missions, or maybe doing some googling as well. Even though I love the deep complex profile to the story, sometimes this game's story can feel a bit dragged out. The NPCs in this game talk a lot, kind of deteriorating my attention to the story sometimes, but that might just be the result of a low attention span from myself personally as well. Overall, I just love the story of this game. It's very involved with the pace of the game, and it just makes the game a lot better in my opinion. So let's discuss the graphics and the music of this game. The graphics of this game have been remade from the ground up, and the talent of the creators is immediately noticeable from the very start. Because you start the game off in cool environments like ice and lava instead of the boring normal grass routes, you immediately get a sense of what this game is about when it comes to graphics. And it's just really, really good. You can literally feel the quality of the graphics of this game everywhere. From the general design of this game to the beautiful attention to detail, this game's graphics are simply magnificent. Then on to the music. Pokemon Unbound does have its fair share of custom-made music, and you're actually listening to some of it right now. The music from this game is pretty damn good. There are a lot of soundtracks that are totally worth giving a listen, and you can really feel the effort that has been put into the music of this game. If you are comparing the music to normal Pokemon games, I would consider this music a bit better. But if you're comparing it to the excellent music of the ROM hack called Pokemon Clover, it falls a tiny bit short. It's definitely a big plus to the game in general though. Pokemon Unbound is an absolutely masterful game, being extremely polished, having a great story, a really good difficulty, and really good graphics and music as well. I personally loved playing through it. Because of all these factors, I will be giving this game a 9 out of 10. It is one of the great ROM hacks that I have ever played, and a definite recommendation from me to anyone looking for a good Pokemon ROM hack. I would consider it right about on par with the normal Pokemon games. Thank you so much for watching my review of Pokemon Unbound. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to be notified of when I upload another review or other type of video. I am also live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EnarTogo, on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 PM CEST, so make sure to come by and say hi. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.